Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. In this video, we're going to touch on the status, the health of this car. You know, it's going to be sort of a mini update. I like to do, you know, obviously certain mileage updates. This is something I've never done before. I've never done oil analysis, you know, send in an oil sample to a lab and get the results back. I've never done that before, to be honest with you. A lot of people probably don't like to do that because, you know, they're thinking, you know, I get some bad news, got to sell the car, you know, got to get rid of it before something bad happens. I kind of just wanted to do it because obviously, as you guys knew, this car had some blow by, which I think I've figured out. I'll discuss that towards the end of the video, but yeah, I wanted to just do it just because obviously we, you know, with the situation with the oil leak from the dipstick housing, that obviously was annoying. So obviously, yeah, that was an oil leak. Other things to mention, really just that, you know, the car was driving with a vacuum leak for some time, you know, so the car was driven with a slight vacuum leak. So, like, you know, I just kind of wanted just to make sure that there was no really metals in that oil. So that oil that was that I did the sample on, this recent sample, I ended up, you know, obviously choosing that oil. That oil had roughly 4,000 miles on it, so obviously a little bit premature before change, but I still want to just get the sample in just to eliminate any you know, possible concerns. So we'll go through the results right now. So the company we went with is Blackstone Labs. They're pretty renowned for their oil samples. I'm pretty sure they're the top tier when it comes to that. I could be wrong, but whatever. This was the company that we went with. The oil report on 2019 Golf R, and we'll jump right into it. So from Blackstone Laboratories, time estimate, obviously did the oil change, put it in a little sample cup, just kind of scooped it up. In fact, I got a lot of the dribble that was sort of towards the end of the oil change, so I wanted just to make sure I was getting everything kind of towards the bottom, because that's where you'll find a lot of those metals. They actually have these really cool comments section, and this person really went to town right in this. Your Golf's engine looks fantastic compared to universal averages. Did you guys hear that? For the engine type, those are based on 6,200 miles of oil use. I think they're just basing that off just a general average. Metals in the sample are low, fitting for a shorter oil run. That makes sense. Now it's making sense to me. I should read things all the way through. You guys know me. I jump to conclusion. From these numbers, you can tell oil sharing parts are getting along well and not struggling to handle the tune at 39,000 miles on the odometer. I apologize. This video is way overdue. The car is at 43,000 miles now. 4,000 miles later, it's doing fine. No changes. The viscosity was normal, and we didn't find any contamination to speak of. Boron is just an oil additive, so it's fine that the element appears high next to averages, which are mainly used for comparing wear metals. Nice start to the file, and that's kind of their pitch to kind of just keep sending it in. It's not a very expensive thing to do. It was like $28. You send it in with all your credit card information on it. I was an idiot and my information bounced because I put in one wrong number, and they were not super keen on that one. So I will say with this oil sample, it's roughly, maybe we'll call it a conservative 10,000 miles on a stage 2 tune. So pretty good. Pretty damn good. I'm very happy with this. You know, I think they base this off of thousandths or whatever the measurement would be. So like aluminum, there's barely anything in there. Iron, nothing. Let's just use calcium for example. This is probably whatever maybe is in that oil. I'm not too sure. I don't know what's in freaking oil. Couldn't tell you. But let's just use the highest value being our calcium. That's at 1665. Magnesium 25, phosphorus 661, zinc 767, and then, you know, aluminum block 3, iron 7, copper 2. And again, those numbers just obviously they scale a little differently, but that's good. Everything is just where it needs to be. I mean, the viscosity is really kind of what it, you know, it's 61.7. Value should be 59 to 65. It's where it should be. So I'm so impressed with this thing. This thing is awesome. Great engine, really good engine, except one thing. All right, so we were outside the car. I was gonna pop the hood open, but there's not too much to show, but I'll talk about it. So anyway, I was doing a spark plug change. It's my third set of spark plugs. Went with NGK, you know, pretty basic, nothing too crazy. Not the $55 ones. No. I went with the I think $15 a pop, not too shabby. So I think I ran a very similar plug prior, so I've had no issues with the plugs, unless IE says don't do it anymore. I'll probably keep doing it. So I like it. I like these plugs. I don't, I change my plugs every 10K anyway, so I'm not worried about them breaking off. But anyway, I wanted to jump out and explain a little issue that I've been having. And as I mentioned, I was doing a spark plug change, and I realized there's a little bit of oil when pulling out my third spark plug. Not a lot, it definitely wasn't drenched and it wasn't full of oil, but there was enough oil to kind of just scoff at. I wasn't the most happy to find that, and it's leading me more to believe that there is a seal issue, some kind of head gasket, I don't know, and I don't think it's anything drastic. It could be explaining my the blow-by that I've been seeing, so I really don't think, it's not a make or break type of deal, but certainly something that I should get fixed at some point. So I'm gonna probably schedule an appointment just to get the car looked at, see if it's worth doing. I know it can be pretty costly to get the seals replaced, because you basically want to do them all and make sure that they're properly sealed and not actually leaking, because then you got to do it all over. So we'll see about that one, but otherwise the car's doing great. There's no other issues, as you guys can see, even from the video that I threw up. It's not, the end of the world. It's only a little bit of oil, and you can just see some remnants of it, but yeah, that's basically where the car is at. It's dirty as hell. I was actually going to do a mod overview, but I think it's a crime to do such a video with this car in the shape that it's in. It's dirty. It has not been washed in probably a month, which is the longest I think it's ever been, but it's been too damn cold. We had to shut off the water at the house, and car washes don't really clean it, you know what I mean? So at some point I'll get to it. I'll really make this thing look nice, but yeah, for the time being, it's my workhorse. It's my daily driver, and it's been pretty good to me. I mean, come on guys, look at the rear end. I think this is one of the nicest Mark 7 rear ends you can freaking find. It's so nice. I think I did it quite nicely with these humongous exhaust tips. If it weren't for this diffuser, you wouldn't be able to run these types of exhaust tips, and vice versa. If it weren't for these exhaust tips, I don't think you could ever run this diffuser. Everything else just looks a little silly. So you have to kind of go, if you choose to do one thing aggressive, you have to make the other thing aggressive. And I think it really ties in together super nicely. So again, I will be doing a mod overview very shortly, so you guys can get a cool rundown as to what 2022 has brought for the Golf R. If you guys missed any updates or anything of that nature. I know content has been a little spotty, but I'm loving YouTube again. I'm trying to get myself back into kind of loving it, treating it as a hobby, not a job. So I think we're gonna definitely do that. We might be bringing a second car onto the channel too. I've sort of hinted as to what that may be, but stay tuned for some Instagram lives, because I do kind of reveal where my shopping is at and kind of where my head is at. So thank you guys again for supporting me and following this channel and this journey. We got another car coming. This car I'm loving it. I don't have any plans to get rid of it anytime soon. It's just, it's a work of art, and it's really nice. It's better than the Mark 8. I'm only joking. The Mark 8's pretty sweet, but it's pretty sweet. I like the Mark 7.5s. They aesthetically, they might be just as nice to look at as the Mark 8s in their own different way, right? So I'm gonna end the video there. Thank you guys again for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.